I wanted to take a moment to go over one of the word problems from the exam. When we're approaching the word problem, the first thing we should do is read it and try and highlight any important parts, any parts we think are going to come up in the math. One face-off contestant can finish a full makeup in 3 hours. When a second contestant joins the work, the full makeup only takes 2 hours. And then, of course, the question they're asking us is how long does it take the second contestant to complete the full makeup alone? So after I figured out the question, I want to jump to the part that says complete sentence solution and say the second contestant takes, I'm going to leave a blank, to finish the makeup. And this way, I already have my answer set up, I already know what I'm looking for, and I've already got partial credit on this problem because I have not left it blank. Going back to the first part of the problem, it's asking you what variables you're going to use, and this is helping you organize what I do know and what I don't know about the problem. So I'm going to choose the variable x because it's always our go-to, and x would be the thing that I don't know in the problem. What I don't know is how long it takes the second contestant to complete a full makeup. So this is the second contestant's time. The equation, since this is a work problem, would be a layout of the amount of the job they've completed and the amount of time. The first contestant completes the entire job in 3 hours, so he completes one job per 3 hours. Okay, when the second contestant joins the work, in other words, when they're working together, the full makeup only takes 2 hours. So when the second contestant, which we don't know yet, joins the work and they work together, they complete the same single job in only 2 hours. And we know that the second contestant completes the same single job in an unknown amount of hours. This is our equation that we're trying to solve in the solve section. So in order to solve an equation with fractions, we need to find an LCD. The LCD for this is 3 times x times 2, because none of these things can be reduced any further. So that's just 6x. So I want to go back and multiply both sides of the equation by the LCD, which is 6x. And then I'll simplify it below as I'm solving it. So if I distribute 6x to the first fraction, the 3's will cancel and I'll be left with 2x. If I distribute 6x to the second fraction, the x's will cancel and I'll be left with just 6. When I multiply the right-hand side of the equation, I will have the 2's cancel and I'll be left with just 3x. Okay, so moving this 2x over to this 3x, I can see that I am left almost immediately with 6 is equal to x. Or, since we typically write it the other direction, we can write x is equal to 6. And we've solved our equation, so now we have 2 more steps left, and that is to check our equation. So the original equation was 1/3 plus 1 over x is equal to 1 over 2. And we want to check that 6 actually works in this equation. So if I plug in 6, I get 1/3 plus 1 over 6 is equal to 1 over 2. I need to build up a common denominator on the left-hand side, and that common denominator should be 6. The LCD between 3 and 6 is 6. So I'll need to multiply the first fraction, 1 over 3, by 2 over 2. So moving over, I need 2 over 2 times 1 over 3 plus 1/6. And I'll need that to equal 1/2. So let's keep working with this. I get 2 over 6 plus 1 over 6, and that's equal to 3 over 6. So in the end, I have 3 over 6 is equal to 1/2, or 1/2 is equal to 1/2. And since I've ended with the exact same thing on the left and right of the equation, I can say, yes, that does check. The last step I need to do is go back to the sentence that I've already written at the end of my problem and add in my solution. The second contestant takes, let's fix that, 6 hours to finish the makeup. Okay, I hope that helps you with that problem and with understanding why the problems were written the way they were on the exam. It was only there to help you organize your work.